GOP had a slogan right now, it would be, "We did not think this through." Today's Fresh Hill is, I'm so sorry, more maps. It's never gonna end. This is our own hell. As you all well know by now, Utah is on its journey to fair congressional maps, and it took another wild turn on Friday night. The Utah GOP pulled its indirect initiative, which would have forced the legislature to vote on the repeal of Prop 4, which was our 2018 initiative passed for fair maps. This indirect initiative that has never been used in the history of our state, a workaround to try and get the legislature to repeal Prop 4 without having to gather the required number of signatures for a direct initiative which would go to the voters. This one would have just gone straight to the legislature and all but guarantee that they would have repealed Prop 4. The group decided to withdraw this application for this indirect initiative because, in their words, the lieutenant governor's office would likely be forced to deny the indirect initiative application, aka God bless Deidre Henderson, our lieutenant governor, because she was like, you can't use this because there's a constitutional court order for us to keep this in place. You can't do it. This was just another trick by the GOP to try and feign public support without actually having to take it to the public and ask for their support. And it didn't work, again. And this is in large part due to you all, to the work that you have done, that Better Boundaries has done, to a lot of other groups that are out here in Utah trying to make sure that we just have fair maps. And it's not a coincidence that they decided to pull this the night before their public hearings are supposed to be on Saturday. They knew that the Decline to Sign campaign was working. They knew that they were up against a lot of public pressure to not repeal Prop 4, and so they decided to pivot. Not because they have a better plan, but because they have clearly no idea and no strategy.
So instead of doing their indirect initiative, they are pivoting to a direct initiative. They now have to gather 140,748 signatures by February 15th. So now they have a lot of extra time to gather these signatures instead of November 15th, which was their deadline before. If they gather all of those signatures, then it will be on the ballot in 2026, and there will be a question that says, should Prop 4 be repealed? The answer is no.
Correct. Vote no on everything.
So the group that's leading this effort is called Utahns for Representative Government.
Who are we representing here?
Are we selling this? The representative government thing? Is that people like that right now? It's basically all of the same people that were running the previous effort for the indirect initiative. Utah Attorney General Derek Brown still really feels like a conflict of interest for him to be involved in this, but former Representative Rob Bishop.
Oh!
And a new special guest to join this fight, Senator Mike Lee.
Boo!
It's like they couldn't get any worse. It's so perfect that he joined this. It describes everything that they're trying to do. This is so funny at this point in time because these people have spent years railing against the Citizens Initiative process, but now they're being forced to use it.
Yup.
How we got Prop 4 in the first place was a citizens ballot initiative that I was a part of, and it was really hard. Like, it was so hard. And so now, someone from the League of Women Voters mentioned that they will now have to find out just how hard this process is. Even better is the people that made this process this hard is the legislature. The same people that are running this whole thing.
So if these people that made this process so tedious and awful and bureaucratic somehow manage to not fuck it up and they get this onto the ballot in 2026, it's not as simple as they think that everyone's gonna just vote for it. It's really not. The Deseret News recently partnered with a polling firm to put the question out there. If the same initiative, Prop 4, was on the ballot again today, would people support it? The results don't look great for the GOP. Once again, 44% of people said that they would still support Proposition 4. Only 20% of people say that they would oppose it, and 36% said that they were unsure. This 36% is really important because I don't think it's going to be great for the GOP when they say, hey, how about we take more rights away from you and we're able to gerrymander our own districts, versus can you guys just do things fairly for once, like we've been asking for 7, 8, 10 years at this point. Now you may be asking yourself, what happened to the referendum on Map C? Don't worry, they are still pursuing the referendum to repeal Map C.
We thought we'd put some dates on the board for you. November 4th will be the next 3rd District Court hearing, and they will be hearing Brady Brammer's bill on the partisan bias test. There was a legal challenge to this bill. The plaintiffs say that Brady Brammer's bill rigs the map drawing criteria to favor Republicans, and so that will be the argument that they are looking at in court on November 4th. Election day.
Happy Election Day.
By November 10th, the judge will select the final map. November 15th, the signatures are due for the Map C referendum, but it's actually November 17th because November 15th is a Saturday, and so they have until Monday to get the signatures.
Allegedly.
Candidates for 2026 will start filing for office January 2nd through the 8th. And the first day of legislative session starts on January 20th, and then the signatures are due for this repeal effort on February 15th. never have a break.
The Utah GOP and the legislature are doubling down on their effort to control everything and everyone in Utah, and they are flailing. They are obviously making this all up as they go along. There is no clear strategy, and it is just pure obstruction at this point. This is all coming from the very top, not just from Donald Trump and Donald Trump Jr. and the national Republican efforts to keep control of Congress, but also the legislature. This reinforces the same narrative that we have been convinced of for years, which is that these people do not want competition because they know if they have to go head to head in a competitive election and justify their actions and tell you what they actually want to do, they will not win. They're scared, but we're not scared. You're not scared. We just want to make sure that people have a real choice, not a gerrymandered choice that they've continued to fuck up for years. I know everyone's probably sick of hearing about maps, but it is so important. Utah could be the most pivotal state in the country next year during the midterms, so we will continue to talk about this, but I promise we'll have other videos this week that are not map related.
Yay, ICE detention facility.
Yes, see you out there.